So, dear students, let us continue our discussion on current electricity. Today, we'll be taking combination of resistors. As of the order in the reference book given is considered, we should have taken power, okay, power. But since you will be facing the test from tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I don't want to begin that concept. So, and since this combination of resistors part is much connected to what we have studied till now, I just want to finish it off that the resistors part till then, and we'll take the rest of them beginning from power after the test. Okay. So, today we are going to take combination of resistors. So, we have already discussed something like this, the combination, right. In the previous chapter, we combined capacitors in series and in parallel and in different combinations and obtained the equivalent capacitance, right. Even here, we are going to combine resistors in different combinations. Like we will put them in series, we will put them in parallel and some other combination. Finally, we will get the effective resistance here. Okay. So, let us define effective or let us define equivalent resistance first. Okay. Equivalent resistance can be defined as a resistor or a single resistor which has the same effect as of the number of given resistors combined together. Okay. It is a single resistor which has the same effect as the combination of resistors, that is also fine. Okay. So, equivalent resistance is the resistance of a single resistor which has the same effect. What kind of effect? We can say electrical effect. Okay, it has the same kind of electrical effect as the combination of different resistors. Combination of resistors. Okay. Different resistors can be chosen, different combinations can be made. Finally, as an effective resistor is the one which will have the same effect as of the combination. Okay. So, this is same as of the capacitor one, and we will now see what is the effective capacitance or equivalent resistance for series combination of resistors and parallel combination of resistors. First, let us see the series combination of resistors. This is an important question which is normally asked for 3 mark in your board examination, an important derivation. So, we will have resistors connected in series. Okay. Now, for simplicity, I can take 2 resistors here. Even you can extend the same derivation for 3 resistors, but that is not necessary. It is the same method that we are going to follow even for 3, 4 or n resistors, but what the result that we get from 2 resistors is enough to extend for the various number of resistors connected in series. And in your board syllabus, it is mentioned that you need to get the derivation or do the derivation for the combination of 2 resistors in series. So, we will be sticking with 2 resistors connected in series. let the resistance of the first resistor be R1, let the resistance of the second resistor be R2, and let them be connected to a battery of potential difference V volt. Okay. So, V volt is the potential difference or EMF of the battery connected across the combination. Now, let us take an equivalent resistor for this combination, and let us call that RS. Okay. The same battery, when connected to the equivalent resistor RS, it will give the same effect as of these two resistors connected in series. Okay. This is the consideration, these are the considerations that we should make before the derivation. Now, when so now there will be certain current set up in the circuit in the combination of resistors in this entire part, which will be constant throughout the circuit, which means, see, now say I is the current here, so that I itself will be the current here, 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 here. So, since there is no division of the circuit, okay, there is no splitting of the circuit, the current throughout the circuit will be same. You can imagine this as somewhat like a pump. Assume this is a water pump, and these are the two ends of the water pump. Okay, and you connected this water pump to a system, a pipe like this. Okay, so the amount of water flowing per second at this position is equal to the amount of water flowing per second at this position, similarly at this position, similarly here, 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 everywhere, right. So, until and unless the circuit is broken, is not broken, the current in the circuit remains the same. Okay. Then when does the current change, or when does the current differ from the original current? The change in the current can be observed when you have such an arrangement where you split the circuit like this. Okay. When you split the circuit like this, see, here again you have water filled, okay, it's completely filled with water. You switch on the pump and then water starts to flow. Here you have certain current. Here the current will be same as of this position, but as and when you reach this point, the current splits, right, because the water flow splits here. So, here you will have certain water flowing per second, and here you will have certain other amount of water flowing per second, and hence current at this position will not be the same as the current at this part of the pipe, right, because the water is split now. Now, they will combine with each other again, and when they come here, the current is same as of this position. Okay. So, here, here, here and here current is same, but here the current splits, current becomes different, okay, some two different values. Then they combine with each other and again becomes the same current. Okay, that is how current works. Okay, I just gave you the example of water flow. Right. So, now in this circuit we got to know that the current in the circuit remains the same. So, I is same, current in the circuit is same. So, if I say I1 is the current flowing in the first resistor, I2 is the current flowing in the second resistor, and I is the current flowing in the equivalent resistor, then I can now write I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I, right. Okay. Now, let us go for potential difference. See, now you have potential difference of V volt from this point to this point, right, and you have a electrical device, a resistor here, which drops the potential difference from here to here, right. So which means the total potential difference is V, and the potential difference from this point to this point will be V1, and the potential difference from this point to this point will be V2, right? I hope all of you know why do we split potential difference when we have electrical devices connected in series, right? You should refer to the derivation of capacitors in series, and you should also go through the potential difference taken between 2 points with the introduction of third point. If you can remember, we considered 3 points, right? A, B and C. Potential at A is taken as VA, potential at C is taken as VC, and potential at B is taken as VB. And hence we got to know that VC minus VA, okay, VC minus VA, or I can say the initial itself like this. So VA minus VC, okay, the potential difference between A and C. VA minus VC is equal to VA minus VB plus VB minus VC, right? So potential difference between A and C is equal to potential difference between A and B and potential difference between B and C, okay. So you should refer to the second chapter's discussion, you will get to know. So the potential difference, the voltage splits when we have electrical devices connected in series. So now let the potential difference or the voltage across the first resistor be V1, and the voltage across the second resistor be V2, and the voltage across the effective or the equivalent resistor be V, which itself is the voltage supplied by the battery. Okay. Now, which is the term which connects this combination with the equivalent circuit? Okay. The term is voltage itself, the potential difference, right? So from this we can say that the potential difference V, the total potential difference V is equal to V1 plus V2. Okay. So V is equal to V1 plus V2. Right. Now you see the total potential difference is V volt. V1 volt is the potential difference across the resistor R1. V2 volt is the potential difference across resistance R2, and V is the effective one or the complete potential difference. Okay. So now applying Ohm's law for all the three individual resistors, okay, for R1, R2 and RS, Ohm's law is as follows. What is Ohm's law? V is equal to IR, right? So the effective V becomes equal to the total current I, or the current is same anyhow, current into the effective or the equivalent resistance RS, right? And similarly V1, voltage across R1 is V1, right? V1 is equal to current through that, okay, current through that, which is I itself, which is not, okay, since they are all equal, I1, I2 and I can simply take them as I, okay. I don't need to write them as I1, I2, I can simply take them I, okay. So V1 is equal to I R1, and similarly V2 is equal to I R2, right, getting? So this is about writing the Ohm's law for all the three resistors given. Now let me substitute V is equal to IRS, V1 is equal to IR1, V2 is equal to IR2 into this equation, which then becomes IRS is equal to IR1 plus IR2. I can take I as a common factor. If I take I as a common factor, it will be I of R1 plus R2, and hence I and I gets cancelled on both the sides. Finally, we will have the equivalent resistance RS is equal to R1 plus R2. So this is the expression for equivalent resistance of two resistors connected in series. Okay, this is about effective resistance or equivalent resistance of two resistors in series. Now, if I have more than two resistors, say 3, 4 or n resistors, then so this is for two resistors. For n resistors, the expression continues and it will become Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus so on plus Rn. Okay. So, this is for n resistors. Here is where the derivation stops, but these are the extra special cases of the derivation. Now, if you have all n resistors which have same resistance, which means when R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to so on is equal to R, all the connected resistors are equal. In that situation, okay, so for n equal resistors connected in series, okay, for n equal resistors connected in series, Rs is equal to NR, okay, because you have all n resistors same. So, it is 1R plus 2R plus 3R plus so on NR, okay. Clear with this? So, this is about the series combination of resistors. Right. Next, we will see the formula, we will derive the formula for the parallel combination of resistors. Okay. So, next is parallel combination of resistors. Again, I am just going to consider only two resistors and I will connect them in parallel. Okay. So, this extension is not necessary. Right. Let the resistance of resistors considered here be R1 and R2 again, and they are connected in parallel as shown in the figure with a battery of V volts connected to it, which means the potential difference across both the resistors now is V volts itself. Okay, clear with that? And the effective resistance looks somewhat like this. Okay, effective resistance can be taken as Rp, because since it is parallel combination, I am considering it as Rp connected to a battery of V volts again. So, now here when you connect resistors or any electrical devices in parallel, voltage or the potential difference across the ends of the components remains the same, okay, because they are connected to the same terminal point here, and hence V remains same. But as as we discussed just showed you with the example of water flow in two pipes, current differs from this part of the circuit to this part of the circuit. So, let I1 be the current flowing through the resistor R1 and I2 be the current flowing through the resistor R2. Now, when you have the effective or the equivalent resistor chosen, let I be the net current or the total current flowing through the effective resistance Rp. Okay. Now I can write, since it's the same potential difference maintained across the resistors, I can write V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V, but the currents will be different. Okay. So see, with the example of water flow, I can say, see, here is current I, okay, which is same as of this, which will be same as of this current. This is the actual current. If you just want to take the example of water flow again, here you have certain water flowing, right? And this water itself is what splits into I1 and I2. So similarly here you have certain current flowing through this part of the wire, and this is the current which splits into I1 and I2, right? There is no current which is coming from outside, right? This current I itself is what is splitting up into I1 and I2, and they recombine to give the same current again. Following? So I can say from diagram and from the analogy of water flow, I is equal to, the total current I is equal to I1 plus I2. Okay. So from Ohm's law, writing Ohm's law for all the three resistors given, I can write V is equal to I Rp, V is equal to I1 R1, V, the same V is equal to I2 R2, right. Now we have I is equal to I1 plus I2, and hence I here becomes equal to V by Rp, and I1 becomes equal to V by R1, I2 becomes equal to V by R2. Let me substitute these values of I, I1 and I2 into this equation, and hence I have V by Rp is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2, and hence I can take V as a common factor, and I will be remaining with 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 inside the braces. So V and V gets cancelled, and hence the effective resistance for parallel combination of resistors is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So this is also an important derivation which is asked for 3 mark in your board examination, and this formula is for the combination of two resistors in parallel. I can extend the same expression for n resistors connected in parallel. So for, and this is where the derivation stops, or else you can do one more step. You can take Rp into the numerator, and hence it becomes Rp is equal to, what is the LCM? R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay. So this is where you can stop as of the combination of two resistors in parallel is concerned. But the additional part of this derivation is as follows. For n resistors in parallel, so for two resistors, the effective or the equivalent resistance, two resistors connected in parallel, the equivalent resistance that we obtained is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. The other way of expressing it will be Rp is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, right. So these two are this is the final expression for effective resistance of two resistors connected in parallel. Okay. And this is also the valid expression but this is the final expression of the derivation. Okay. So, this is for two resistors connected in parallel. Now, we will make use of the very same equation to express the equation, or I can say the expression for n resistors connected in parallel. The equation or the expression becomes 1 by Rp, the equivalent resistance of all those n resistors connected in parallel is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus and so on, plus 1 by Rn, where R1, R2, R3, R4 and so on, Rn are the resistors or the resistances of resistors used to connect in the parallel combination, right. So, it is somewhat like R1, R2, R3, R4, R5 so on connected in parallel to a battery. Okay. So, this is about the expression for n resistors connected in parallel. Now, if n equal resistors are connected in parallel, okay, for n equal resistors in parallel, the expression becomes 1 by Rp, the effective is equal to, see it is 1 by R1, 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R, 1 by R, 2 by R, 3 by R, 4 by R and so on, which is equal to n by R. Okay. Or the final expression can be written as Rp is equal to R by n, right. These are the special cases of the derivation, and this is where the derivation stops. Okay. And when you have only two resistors given, when you go for numerical problems, if you have two resistors given in parallel, then you can directly make use of this formula. Okay. But if you have more than two, like 3 or 4 resistors connected in parallel, you should always go with this kind of formula. Okay. Because this will give you the clear idea. So, that if you want to take that kind of formula, that will become clumsy for 3 or 4 resistors connected in parallel. So, it is better to go for this formula when you have more than 2 resistors. If you have only 2 resistors, you can directly write that Rp is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay.